What is up, everybody? J Nell here with my UFC on Fox Calgary, Alberta, Canada recap. Happened last night. I hope you saw it. As I always say, please catch the free Fox cards because they're always really, really good. You have big names and guys and girls looking to put on a huge explosive performance because the Fox channel gives them a more broader audience. They're exposed to far more viewers, even more than the pay-per-view. So they always put on a good show, and they did not fail last night. So let's get into it. I only made 4 predictions, and I got 2 out of 2, so I was 500. Let's talk about it. The first one I did not get. I chose Olivier Aubin-Mercier to beat Alexander Hernandez. He did not. It was a 3-round unanimous decision in favor of Alexander, and I completely agree. Not only did he land more on the feet, but he got his offense working first and basically didn't stop. He was able to push him up against the cage, take him down, mount some ground and pound. He wasn't able to finish him. There were a few moments for Olivier where he reversed the position. He went for an armbar at one point, but yeah, he lost the fight, and I totally agree. So who do you think is next for Alexander Hernandez, who I think might be undefeated? Please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going to have to start checking him out a little bit, I think. Next up, I got this pick. I chose former women's strawweight champion Joanna Jędrzejczyk to beat Tecia Torres, and she did in a 3-round unanimous decision. I believe it was unanimous again. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I do agree. Tecia, it was a close fight, though. It was very competitive, but she outpointed her. I thought the reach advantage would be too much, and it seemed like it was. There were moments where Tecia got inside. She landed on Joanna. She pushed her back. She even took her down at some point. Joanna was able to pop back up. That was the other thing. Tecia really couldn't keep her down. She couldn't take her down. She couldn't keep her up against the cage for too much and mount an actual offense. Joanna was moving a little bit too much, and then when she did get in space, again, that reach advantage proved to be a little bit too much. She did land more cumulative damage, even though they both drew blood. Like I said, it was a good fight. It was a highly skilled fight, and a good win for Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Who do you think should be next for the former champ? Now, on to the co-main event. I did not get this pick, and I do not care. I chose Jeremy Stephens to beat former featherweight champ Jose Aldo, and he did not. This ended in the first round. Holy moly, they're going at it. Jeremy Stephens is the one who actually struck first. It seemed like he backed up Aldo against the cage. It seemed like this might end early in Jeremy's favor. He landed a couple of shots. You could tell that Aldo was stunned a little bit. Again, he had his back up against the cage. Jeremy's teeing off of him, not overloading, not blowing his load, not overdoing it, but landing a lot of good shots, which made me really nervous. And then Jose literally beat Jeremy off of him. That's what happened. I mean, he's back up against the cage. He's moving. He's trying to duck, but he's catching shots. And then he just starts swinging back. A couple of the shots actually get through and hit Jeremy and make him pause. When that happens, he starts swinging and moving forward. He literally beats Jeremy Stephens off of him. Beats him all the way across to the other side of the cage to where now Jeremy's back is up against the fence and Jose is teeing off. So he beats him off of him. Eventually he settles a little bit. They're back into the middle of the cage. Now they're both going back and forth. Now it's both back even again. And then Jose lands a body shot. Shot to the body. You guys know how I love body shots. Good ones. That you heard smack. Delayed reaction. First, Jeremy takes a step back, and then he crouches, and falls. And I felt it. We all felt it. And then Jose pounces. He beats him until Jeremy actually gives up his back, and that's when the ref stops the fight. Now, Jeremy pops back up immediately and contests the decision. However, there was 40 more seconds left, and although he was able to pop back up, and it does seem like the ref could have let him take a little bit more damage, however, I'm fully confident that Jose would have finished him in those 40 seconds. Mind you, the ref stopped it when Jeremy gave up his back and went to put his arm like this. It would have ended. However, again, the stoppage did seem a bit early, but you guys know what I always say: better early than late. We get mad when the ref stops it early, but we are furious. They put the fighters' lives at risk when they stop it late. So better early than late. And great, spectacular win for Jose Aldo. He's back. He's back. Now, main event, and I got this pick. I chose Dustin Poirier to beat Eddie, the Underground King, Alvarez, and he did. And The first fight was incredible. The first fight ended on an illegal shot, a legal knee to a downed opponent from Alvarez to Dustin. It was ruled a no contest, which is the wrong decision. Should have been a disqualification for Eddie Alvarez, and all has been made right in the world. Let's talk about this. So the first round, they're going back and forth. The first round, I thought Dustin might have gotten more shots. I'd have to look at the stats, but the first round was a good round, close round. Nothing too devastating landed. Now the second round comes. And in fact, I think Eddie probably landed or finished that round ahead. I think he had a little flurry at the end. Second round comes. They're going back and forth again. And then I actually got nervous here. Dustin goes he pulls guard. He jumps and pulls guards and goes for a guillotine. And Alvarez is standing. He has Dustin up against the cage. And I'm like, oh no, I did not know. So they go down. Dustin has him in the guillotine. I knew he wasn't going to be able to finish that guillotine, and he did not. Eventually, Eddie Alvarez got up. They both were able to stand back up, and then Dustin goes for it again. And I was like, no. Goes for it again, and then Eddie lands on top, and now he's mounting some ground and pound. Dustin is scooting. He's full mount on Dustin. However, Dustin is up against the cage. He's literally sitting up on his butt, and his back is fully up against the cage. So even though Eddie's in full mount, you really can't get no power from that exact position. And then, karma, baby. Eddie throws another illegal shot. He throws a 12-6 elbow. It hits the shoulder, not the head. And because of that, he's like, oh, it wasn't illegal. It wasn't legal. I think it was Mark Goddard. He stops the fight. He says illegal shot, 12-6 elbow, which is illegal. And it doesn't matter that it didn't hit the head, that hit the shoulder. It's still illegal. Loss of position. The ref stands them up. But now they're back even. It's not like they stood him up or put Dustin in the dominant position. They made it back even, right? Right. Dustin jumps on it as soon as they restart the fight. He gets about, I think there's a two-piece that connects in the flurry that gets through to Eddie and makes him pause. Then he keeps going, and it is strategic. He's looking. The shots are landing more than they are not landing, and he beats Eddie back against the cage. Then he grabs his head and lands two elbows flush to the head that made him slump a little bit. Eddie kind of slumped a little bit, and then he tees off with the hands again. Then he lands an elbow that knocks Eddie all the way to the ground. No more cage holding his back up. Ref stops the fight. Great win for Dustin Poirier. He runs down his accomplishments, calls out Khabib. I think he called him Khabib, actually. It was quite funny. And yeah, great, fantastic win for Dustin Diamond Poirier. And again, that karma. Illegal shots into the first fight. An illegal shot costed you a very dominant position in the second one. Eddie has no one to blame for himself. Afterwards, he went up to Dustin and he was like, yeah, but the ref stood you up though. Yeah, the ref stood him up because you committed yet another foul. There was even a moment where you could see it. Eddie actually put his finger in Dustin's ear, and the ref had to pull his finger out of Dustin's ear, and he put it back. There was a moment where Dustin pulled for that first guillotine, that pulled guard, had Eddie's head up against the cage, and Eddie grabbed the fence blatantly, and the ref had to move his hand. So Eddie did a few dirty things in this fight. Came back to bite you. Can't really get mad at anybody but yourself. So let me know how you guys did on your picks, what you thought of this entire event. Who should be next for Jose? Who should be next for Joanna? Who should be next for Dustin? All the dirty antics, the first fight and this fight, well, with Eddie and Dustin Diamond Poirier. And let me know how you did on all your picks, any injury updates. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, where I will have 15-second updates, predictions, and recaps. And subscribe, like, talk to me, take care, and goodbye.